तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। वंदे गुरुर्मंडलम। Shivoham. There is this popular saying of Socrates, "Know thyself." It is considered one of the greatest statements the Greek philosopher made in his times around 400 BC. The ancient wisdom of Tantra and Vedas has always been promoting this central idea of knowing oneself from time immemorial. While we do not buy the timelines as suggested by modern historians about Vedic period, but instead, if we take the date of some known scholars of Sanskrit language, they opine the existence of Vedic literature is minimum of 6000 BC. Now you may be wondering why I am talking about this in the context of the Tantric text on science of breath. The reason is it is not as important to know the ideals, rather the methodology to become one. Ethics are the highest standards of interpersonal behavior in society. But how can we develop that ethical behavior in us? Tantric and Vedic, both lineages, seem to be converging here in their understanding, and both agree to the point that understanding, manipulating, and controlling one's breath is a crucial step in enhancing our capacities to grasp the subtle knowledge, both the knowledge about self and knowledge about the world. Science of Swar, as revealed by Lord Shiva in the beginning of creation, was later tapped into by great tantric seers. These mantra drishta rishis compiled this wisdom for us exactly as they saw it in the subtle realm of para. This science is a true confluence of both the streams, knowledge about the self and about the world. Swar sadhana, if learned in its pure form, is sufficient in itself to reveal the knowledge of self. Also, its practice gives you power to control the outcomes in the outer world. One who is proficient in Swar Yog not only understands the self better, but also has a good understanding of the people and world around. As you know by now that your swar is affected by the environment around. So how your swar changes will give you an understanding about what is happening around you. The answers come only when questions are asked. Your swar will give you answers about the environment only if you are curious enough to ask and knowledgeable enough to understand the answers. What is going on in our mind when a particular tattva is dominant? We will get to know that from today's verse. Let's take up the next verse, verse 180th verse. It states, Divyam mula chintasya ya jivasya jalavatayoho तेजसा धातु चिंताः शून्यं आकाशतो वदेत. It means during dominance of earth element, mind is oriented towards material thoughts. During water and air, there are thoughts related to one's life. During fire, thoughts are related to money, and when space is dominant, there is no thought. When earth element is dominant, one will have thought related to possessions, assets and belongings. You could be thinking about your car, house or smaller things like TV, mobile or all such things that you use for your convenience. There can be worries too regarding such things. Let me give you an exercise if you wish to know what the person in front of you is thinking. You focus on the person, and if your tattva changes to earth at that moment, then know that the person is having material thoughts. Although thoughts change every moment, and if I ask you to check your swar now and then ask you what you were thinking, you may get confused, as there are so many thoughts going on in one's mind that it will be difficult to catch them. You can try checking the dominant tattva at random times of day and understand the dominant thought in your mind. Earth element also signifies thought related to farming, trees, land or plants, etc. When water or air element is active, one may have thought regarding life. There are two meanings here. One is having fear and anxiety related to life and death. If a person is sick and asks you a question about his well-being, and at that time your water or air element is flowing, then the person is fearing death due to sickness. In water element, the anxiety is less, but in air element, fear and anxiety increases, and it has to be related to health issues. Water also signifies emotions and relations. When water element is dominant, one may be worrying about something related to relationships in his or her life. Air is related to travel as well. So when air element is dominant, one may have worries regarding some upcoming travel. When a question is asked and water element is dominant, no, the question is for any such auspicious occasion. When fire element is dominant, one will have thoughts or worries related to money. It can also be something related to metals. As money is also related to material thoughts, one can get easily confused here. Thoughts or worries related to stocks or investments that are online will be revealed through the dominance of earth element. While thought related to money in hand or like money that has been lent, that will be revealed through fire element dominance. Fire also represents aspiration and power. Therefore, here one may be hovering around career progression or winning an election, etc. When space element is dominant, there will be no thoughts. There are uncountable examples in my personal life about this tattva. Let me share one quickly. At Anand Shakti Ashram, we allow people to visit upon request. Once a person came to visit us in ashram, and after a few minutes of conversation, he said he had some questions to ask. I told him to sit silently for a couple of minutes and mentally prepare the list of questions that he would like to ask. He sat on chair, and just as he was kind of trying to mull over his own list of questions, I noticed that my Akash Tattva has become actively dominant in that moment, and said to him that why is he saying that he has too many questions to ask when he has no questions left in his mind. He was startled and confessed that it is true, he had so many questions in his mind before arriving here, but suddenly he went completely blank. And now neither he is able to remember what he wanted to ask, nor he feels any questions are left unanswered. This is how space element works. As a sadhak, we must utilize this akasha or space element window for igniting self-awareness. As the mind is blank when the space element is dominant, it is good time to meditate, and you can also do Tattva Sadhana for Akash Tattva at that time. It is quite effortless to connect with Akash Tattva during these times when space element is active. Generally, we are surrounded by so many thoughts during the day that we miss out these wonderful moments when mind actually takes a break. These are some special moments that happen suddenly. Nature has planned it for us. According to Tantric scriptures such as Spandakarika, Malini Vidyottar and Tantrasar, these moments are categorized as a potent window to Samadhi. Such moments duly manifest even when we are faced with some tragic, confusing or extremely angry situations. However, there should be suddenness in the unfoldment. Even when things are going well, without any challenges coming to you face to face with something that is mundane, such stillness of mind can be experienced. These moments trigger when Akash Tattva swings into action. How wonderful it is. As Shiva Sutra says, Vismay Yog Bhumika. It is the foundation in which one experiences sudden but elated moments of silence and quietness. Such wow, aha or aha moments can serve as the portals for peeping into our divinity that is beneath all the chatter that continues to cloud your vision. As you practice more with the elements, you will realize the wonderful ways in which elements reveal their secrets to you. Using them for either purposes is your discretion. However, my recommendation is grow spiritually with every such opportunity. That's all for today. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I bow down to the divine sitting in your hearts. Shivoham.